Friend Film Radio, this is Manuela Santa Caterina from the 81 Venice Film Festival. I'm in company of Sandra Maischberger, the producer of Riefenstahl, Out of Competition here in Venice. Nice to meet you and welcome.
I'm very glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
I would like to start from a simple question. Why this documentary? Why today?
Well, first we had an estate. Leni Riefenstahl died already many years ago, but her husband died in 2017, and there was this house full of documents, films, tapes, whatever she left behind. And I knew that I could get hold on this estate. And so there were 700 boxes with new evidence. And that was the first impulse to do this film because, I met Leni Riefenstahl many years ago doing an interview, and I could feel that she was lying. But now looking at the estate, I can prove it.
And why Andres Fayel was the right man for this documentary? Because he's a documentarist, he's a great director, and he has to deal with a lot of material. How did you choose him?
Well, there's two main reasons. First, he did Beuys, which is a brilliant documentary about Joseph Beuys, an artist. And already there, he had to cope with a lot of material, with a lot of, things which are not moving, papers and evidences and so on. And he did it brilliantly. And I thought he's the best choice for this film. And then secondly, you're dealing with Leni Riefenstahl. She is a master director. She created images which are still prevailing today. So you cannot just put someone to make a simple documentary telling the story. It must be an artwork by itself. And this is what Andres and his team, especially Stefan Krumbiegel, did on this film.
From the United States to Europe, far-right movements has found ground, and there are a lot of new fascism all over the world. Do you think this is also because it's full of Leni Riefenstahl out in the world?
That was one of the questions we had to answer because her artwork, her aesthetic is still here. You can see it. You can see it if you see at the Olympic Games the way it's photographed. It is more or less Riefenstahl style still. You can see it on the parade of the 9th of May in Moscow. So her aesthetics is still here. And the question we had to answer is, if the aesthetic is here, maybe as well the ideas behind it. So are we facing a time where fascism, nationalism, imperialism is coming back? And this is my feeling about the time we're living in. I think that we are in a crucial moment of history, and I don't want to go back to where we already have been looking at Leni Riefenstahl and what the Nazis did. So it's a film about an historical person, but on the same time it's a film about what's going on, what could become in future for us in Europe especially.
Editing is such a crucial element in this documentary because of the material, this great, a lot of material that you use. And I would like to know if you use it also as some sort of weapon to expose her lies.
Weapon to expose her? Yeah. You know, we knew that she would have been going through her estate and she would destroy many things which could put her into jail. That was clear. After 1945, after the World War ended, she destroyed a lot of documents. And so the question was, is there still evidence? Is there something we could use as a weapon? And yes, surprisingly, she left things behind. She left things in the estate which are not the story she told in public. So yes, if you want to put it this way, it is a little bit of a weapon.
What was the most dangerous, the most insidious danger of the project for you?
For me as a producer, yes, or as a political animal?
As a producer, but also as a political.
Well, as a producer, I started this project in 2017. We are now in the year 2024. So it's a lot of time, and we have been doing a lot of research in archives, not only in the estate of Riefenstahl, but in archives all over the world. So it was a very costly project. We had to put a lot of manpower, a lot of time, And I have been impatient a little bit with Andres and his team from time to time, because they were still going on editing, and there was still everything coming, new evidence. So it was a very, from the financial point of view, it was not so easy to do it, because it would never end. From the political point of view, we are now as I said, in a historical moment where the ideals of the Nazis are coming back. And I don't want people to look at this film and say, oh, they weren't that bad after all. So there might be a danger there. I want this film to be a warning where to stop and not to be seduced, and not the other way around.
Thank you so much, Sandra Maischberger, producer of Riefenstahl, and Manuela Santa Caterina from the 81 Venice Film Festival for Fred, the Festival Insider.